Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What's up, everybody? Big Herc. You're tuning into another edition of Prison Talk. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. You know, we just hit that 250,000. We're trying to hit that 500,000. We're going to do that giveaway. We hit a 500,000. We're going to give away $1,000 first place. Second place, a big screen TV. And third place, a commissary package. So make sure you subscribe and also check out the website, freshoutseries.com. Had a question from one of our viewers. Big Herc, just ran across your channel recently and my employee and myself have been watching the videos. He's an inactive Latin king from Chicago and I'm a former hustler with a felony record from Little Rock, Arkansas. I got mine selling dope like a lot of people. My employee has been incarcerated several times but now runs a halfway house down here in Fort Lauderdale, as well as works for me building drive shafts. Just like you, I was always about the money and always went hard and got caught up with me. Instead of sending me to prison, they gave me a decade on paper and let me off after half the time. Probably some of that Arkansas racist shit, since there was dudes at court with me that day getting time for less serious offenses. Anyway, immediately after getting out on paper, I helped open my first drive shaft manufacturing repair company with some partners. I later went out on my own with no partners. I started the company in my apartment and hustled it up to the point I moved to South Florida and now have my own equipment and a good employee who can work a good job and not worry about his record. My question is this though, how do I get more of your message out? How do I convince convicts to think outside the box and go hard just like they did with their street shit? There's a lot of business talent out there in the prison system if they'll just open their minds up to hustling legal stuff like I eventually did. Keep up the good work and send everyone to your channel that I can. Best. You know, man, I always say that a person, when they're ready, they're going to make that move in their life. They're going to make that transition. You know, a lot of these guys who were talented drug dealers, you know, hustlers, robbers, whatever the case may be, if they did apply that same energy that they did to repping the hood, repping the street, repping the city, they could go anywhere in the world with their talent in business and be successful. You know, all it takes is a little direction as far as education, reading certain books, being accessible to certain material, and the doors are open. I mean, I know a guy right now, shout out to the homie Twin, he's got the Atlanta's trading club, and he did, I think, almost 14 years, but the whole time he was down, he studied the stock market, he studied trading, he studied Japanese candlesticks. He was at an institution, he told me, where a guy was there for, I don't know if it was mail fraud or stock fraud or whatever case may be, a white collar crime, and he laced him up on the stock market. And so literally he spent the next 8 to 10 years of his time doing nothing but studying the stock market every day. So you take what time a person has on the street, free time, and what they put into their craft. Well, in prison, when you're doing time, you have all that time to sit down and read. You could become an expert, whether it's in contracting, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in different areas of the financial market, real estate, automotive. You can study so much in there. And it's just a matter of having the same drive. If you have the drive to make it out the ghetto, to make it out the hood, to be successful, that same drive, you can apply it to, like I said, whatever aspect of business you want. And you can be just as formidable in those areas. We sell ourselves short a lot of times because we think we're limited to just to a certain demographic. And a lot of people promote that and buy into that whole stereotype. You know, the rappers talking about selling drugs, I got the money bag, I got this. Man, all you have to do is just turn the message a little bit. Talk about, hey man, you know, I partnered up with my buddy on the street, and they're a minority and they're a female, and I helped them get a contractor's license, and now I'm investing with them, and we're building houses, we're building apartments. Hey man, I got a partner who's really smart. He went to college, he got his degree, and now he's an investor, and basically I'm working with him, and he's doing trading. There's so many different things you can do, and if you can't do it, remember there's somebody in your family that doesn't have a record, that can get access to what it is you're trying to do, and use them as a conduit. Even if you know you're going to be discriminated against, I'm not going to fool myself and try to go and work on Wall Street. So what I do is I hook up with other people that are on Wall Street and let them do the trading for me. Or I basically put somebody else that has the potential through school and support them so they can do what I can't do. You got to think out the box, and you can't think so small-minded. I mean, if you can rap, you can write a book. You know, I mean, if you can read, you can create. You know, if you can film on your phone, you can make a movie. There's so many things you can do, but you have to think out the box, and you have to grow yourself and get outside your normal element. Don't allow yourself to be trapped in the hood or on the block or whatever the case may be. Man, go somewhere where you're a minority, dress up a little bit, and, you know, blend in, infiltrate. You guys got to get outside that normal box you've been in and integrate into these different elements, man. And I'm telling you to take your life on a whole nother level. I'm always in places where I'm the only black guy, or maybe one of two or one of three, and I don't give a fuck because I know how to carry myself, and I know how to maneuver, and I know it's going to open up doors for me. And at the same time, I can go back over here to the block. But what's at the block? Ain't nobody doing nothing on the block. The same old shit. They're not trying to accomplish anything. So I'm going forward. If you're trying to come, I'm like, hey man, you can come and get some of this game, but I'm not going back. Backwards ain't winning, man. Go forwards, man. Get your minds right and get your hustle going, man. All you guys have the potential, but like I said, these jewels are only going to drop on the ears of those who are ready. So prep yourself, man, to get this game.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.